Hello and welcome to our number talk. Today we are looking at the expression 75 minus 48. What we do in a number talk is we use mental math. That means no paper, no pencil to try to solve an expression, and then we explore all the different ways we could have used to figure it out. So before we go any further, let's do that. Pause the video, work out 75 minus 48 in your head. When you have the answer, unpause the video. We'll look at all our different strategies together. So the first thing that we could have done is adding up. And what we do with our adding up strategy is we take our second smaller number, that's our subtrahend, which is the fancy word for the second smaller number in a subtraction problem. And we start there. We're going to take little jumps to try to get up to 75. And yes, 75 also has a fancy label. It's called a minuend. That's the larger starting number in a subtraction problem. So we're going to take a little jump and we're going to get to the next 10. So the next 10 after 48 is 50. So when we're adding up, we kind of do that. Then we take a big jump and we're going to try to get to the closest 10 to 75 without going over, and that's 70. We can go up 60, 70, that's a plus 20. If we go up to 80, now we're past 75. So we want to get up to 75 without going over. And then we've got one little jump left over, and that's a 5. So we've got a 2 and a 20 and a 5. Add those three up, and we've got a 27. That is our difference. Hopefully that is the answer you had in your head when you work this out. We can also use a strategy called compensation. So what we do with compensation is we take our subtrahend and we're going to change it to the next 10. So remember, plus 2 gets us up to 50. And we're going to go ahead and subtract that, because 75 minus 50 is so much easier to subtract. There's no regrouping involved. It's really easy when your ones digit in your subtrahend is a 0. So we're going to subtract that. That's going to be 25. But then remember, we took 2 more away than we needed to. We should have subtracted 48. Instead, we subtracted 50, which means we raised our subtrahend by 2. We took away 2 extra. I've got to give that 2 back. So you actually add up ending that, that 2 goes back in there, and you've got a 27, back to where our difference should be. Next, we've got counting back, and it's basically the opposite of adding up. We start with our minuend here. Remember, our minuend is our first number, and we're going to count back. We're going to go to the next 10, so that's going to be a minus 5. Let's just do some jumps of 10. Sometimes it's easier to do jumps of 10 rather than one big jump. So we're going to go to 60. And then we're going to take another jump of 10. We're going to go to 50. And those are all the different jumps we can take from 10. Now we've got to do smaller jumps. That's going to be a 48. That's going to be minus 2. So if I add them up, 10 and 5 is 15, 25, 27. And then constant difference is going to kind of act like what we did with our compensation. We're going to add 2 to our subtrahend to get up to 50. That's a much easier subtrahend to work with. But what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add 2 to the minuend as well. And we're going to make a brand new problem. Now this is a balanced expression because I added 2 to both terms, the minuend and the subtrahend, which means 77 minus 50 is the same difference as 75 minus 48. But look how much easier that is. 77 minus 50. That makes 27, and that's really easy to do. So those are all the different ways I can think of to take away 48 from 75 in my head. If you can come up with another way, that's fantastic. Go ahead and add that as a comment on the video. Teachers, if you would like a copy of the slide deck for your own use in the classroom, you can find it on my website at 5minutemath.net.